what made the difference here was, of course, the COVID experience, where this untested experimental shot was forced on millions of people, tens of millions of people, against their will, and resulted in vast health problems and documented deaths. So, of course, you've got a very intense focus on medical freedom now that maybe 10 years ago would not have expressed itself in any kind of voting bloc. But, forcing shots on people, this is a very aggressive thing to do, and it's a little bit like conscripting people into a pharmaceutical army, And if you look back at the history of the protests against conscription in this country, conscription for any cause, like if you're going to force people to do something against their will that involves their human person, you're going to provoke a massive backlash. We saw this in the 19th century. We saw it in the late 1960s with the Vietnam War conscription. So vaccine conscription is of a very similar sort of thing. It contradicts the American spirit. It flies in the face of sort of free will and fundamental tenets of the Declaration that we believe in this country. So when the COVID shot, and this happened in the first quarter of 2021, when they found out the uptake of these new experimental shots was so low, they said, okay, not a problem. We're just going to force everybody to do it, right? And well, that was even from the point of view of the pharmaceutical companies, this was a huge disaster for them long term, because it gave rise to a mass movement that's newly aware of the threat that these people represent to our bodily autonomy and ultimately to our health and to our freedoms. So it was the pharmaceutical companies together with the Biden administration that created this mass movement in the first place. And this mass movement is not going anywhere. We're going to get our way one way or the other, whether it's through an executive order or court decisions or just regular elections or whatever, but we're not going